Mr. Professor, how Switzerland takes care about the blood safety system and why you decide to implement the intercept nationwide?
In Switzerland, we have decided this already in 2009 because we realized on relying on our hemovigilance data that we have a threat because of bacterial contamination of platelets, ending with about one fatality per year because of transfusion of platelet concentrates contaminated with bacteria. So the decision was made in 2009 to do it as a complete country. Pathogen-reduced platelet concentrates have become then mandatory.
And how it works if you compare it to the other pathogen inactivation systems, how you implement it in healthcare system, how it works in hospitals?
We do have several systems for pathogen reduction of platelets. This is true. But in 2009, it was the only one was Intercept and the amotosalen system. And compared to the others, it still convinces us in effectivity and in also quality of the treated platelets. This, of course, we can see on our transfusion data and the side effects data since introduction in 2009. And to make it very short, we have saved, statistically, at least, we have saved, meanwhile, 14 lives and many, maybe about 100 septicemias and severely injured patients.
Yeah, it's great that you make decision when you take care and see the data, because
yes,
it's very important, I think, for healthcare system to have a view on the data. And
yeah.
How is your conclusion about this implementation? Because it's more than 15 years when you use it.
It is retrospectively, yeah, of course you don't know that when you start, but retrospectively we have really done the right thing at the right time for us, and we are happy to have done this as a whole country, and we are really feel very comfortable with that. Particularly also the impact economically was not as we have been afraid of, because by this we had with less side effects, with also fatalities avoided on the one side, also switched our production system from primarily about 90% apheresis products down to now less than 20% apheresis products. So the production system became also a little bit cheaper, let me say. So overall, economically, I think this was also a plus minus zero. And with that, we reached a huge improvement of safety.
Usually, Ministry of Health watching the costs and the benefits. And how it's your impression about that influence on healthcare system of this kind of systems?
This is what I just tried to figure out or to mention. My personal, I don't have a statistical data on that, but my personal view is this: avoiding the side effects and switching to a more cost-effective production by doing Buffy-coat platelets instead of apheresis platelets, we may even have a economically plus minus zero, or it plays even a minor role if a little bit saved or a little bit more expended, because compared this plus minus zero with the benefit and positive effects of the safety, all groups in our country, the economics, the responsible politicians, and of course the Red Cross, we all feel really comfortable and happy that it comes out like that. We have not known that before.
Could we say that this kind of technologies, it's more like invest in our health than its costs for healthcare system?
That is right the point. We started as an invest in the healthcare system for the safety of the patients, and now we realize that this invest has had a return on investment by putting down the costs of the single patient with side effects avoiding. This balanced a little bit the costs. The costs were higher with the products, but the treatment of the patients becomes cheaper because of less complications.